Hi, I'm Christopher Mercier from FER Studio. We're a 10, 12-person architecture design firm in Los Angeles, and we specialize in iconic architecture.
And I'm another Christopher. I'm Christopher Grubb, host on House Tipster. Great to see you.
Great to see you as always.
Yeah, these markets are great. We're at World Market in Las Vegas for the summer. Now, I just admire your career. You have worked with some of the top architects in the world.
Yeah, it's been a really opportunity for me. I mean, Daniel Libeskind, Frank Gehry, just to name a couple. Worked on some amazing projects around the world as I kind of worked my way through the business. And,
yes.
Yeah, and some of the projects we worked on, like Bilbao in Spain, that was a great project. I did it. Worked on A Line of Fire, the original one of Daniel Libeskind's one that happened actually at an interior installation in the United Nations buildings in Switzerland.
Oh, wow. Now, your architecture, residential, restaurant, I always have a takeaway. It's very airy, very lofty. I call it loft elements, but lofty in feeling, lofty detailing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, that's a way you can look at it. It's like, I think we always try to do iconic work in terms of that it has a real individuality, that it really becomes about the brand, the client, what the idea is for the project. And we try to do it in a way that we play with the space. We like spaces that are big, at the same time we like spaces that get intimate. And so it's that movement between those two things that I think makes a building kind of have a really interesting vibe.
Right. And your residential work, the materials you use, there's woods, there's stone. Where do you get that inspiration? You like a lot of natural light too when you can use it. So where does the inspiration on the balance of the materials and those things come from?
I think, it's like I've always saw modernism in a little bit different way. I grew up in Michigan, grew up in a lot of wooded cabin kind of conditions, and
Right.
I always felt like, the best modern buildings for me sometimes aren't the clean, pure white kind of sensation, and it's about how to create that white quality at the same time, how to introduce a great stone and a really great wood, and how to play off that thing, and it kind of, to me, grounds the building a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like that. And one thing is you use the term iconic in your work. For people that are watching and thinking, okay, where's architecture going, or what are some considerations when I'm going to design a house with their architect, what are some things you think people should think about, or a trend in design that's coming up or you're seeing part of?
Well, we've done a lot of things with adaptive reuse in the last number of years. Just a lot of, in the Arts District, downtown LA, it's just a thing that's happening. There's a lot of stock there that is getting kind of reused. But in addition to that, we always look at things iconically in the sense that if you're going to design a house for somebody, you really want to make a house that represents that person's identity, and their past, their future, where they're going, and things like that. And so it's something that I think you need to get really personal with a client, and we really get really involved. We make a lot of models, and I always say that the modeling process for us is interesting because it's not just about the form of the building and making the thing, but when you make the models and you get a client involved in that, the client starts to make the model a little bit with you,
right.
And they start to put their hands in, tear things off,
right.
And you get a weird engagement that I think is really, really kind of crucial to kind of understand their personalities.
Well, and it was interesting, House Tipster's doing the virtual rooms, and you were impressed by it, and this is an example
amazing.
of where technology is going. So, Christopher, great to see you at the show.
Thank you. It's always so great to see you.
Oh, thank you.
And House Tipster, this is fabulous. Really had a great time.
Well, and I encourage people, please look at his website. You'll see the restaurants, the detail, the material he uses, and why it's iconic. So, thanks again.
Thank you.